All right. All right, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Crisis Reports, January 28th, 2025. New year, new press secretary, folks. Truth bombing. So, good for her. We like the truth here. We do. So, she went out and she kind of told it like it is. And the media is really just kind of readjusting. They don't really know how to react. I personally like to see fines against any major platforms that suppress or censor. Like to see that. I could even write up some legislation for you if you needed it. See, if you're a big old video maker and you just want to start hindering folks, well, love to tell you all about it. Yeah, we're going to be talking about all this stuff. There's, it's just Trump's dominating the news cycle, guys. It is what it is. So we're going to roll with it. And with his leadership, there's been some positive developments for the war effort and stuff like that. But there's also other things that are coming into play, like the removal of new neighbors and sending them home. Stuff like that. It's happening. It's happening in real time. It's happening today because there's a new sheriff in town. So we shall see where it goes. But many people that were tired of all that crap, and it was crap, are happy. They're happy to see all this going on, and they want to see more of it. So we'll see what he does. But until then, we got the Crisis Report. We're going to give you the most comprehensive news on YouTube. So sit on back, hang out, strap on the earbuds, and let's talk about it. Okay? This is your Crisis Report for January 28th, 2025. Congo is in chaos. Embassies of the USA, France, Japan, and others were under attack. Kinshasa, DR Congo, Democratic Republic, unraveling into chaos as attacks on the embassies of Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, Japan, the U.S., and France spiraled into uncontrollable street warfare. Goma International Airport falls to M23 rebels. Government soldiers reportedly lay down arms and seek refuge at the city's UN base. Multiple Western embassies attacked as the situation in the DR Congo spirals out of control. Iran's foreign minister says Israelis should be deported to Greenland instead of Palestinians being deported to Egypt. Denmark preparing for a reset with a damaged Nord Stream pipeline, while the U.S. attempt to take Greenland from Denmark has likely prompted the Danes to fight back. Danish Ministry of Energy has issued a permit to Nord Stream AG, operator of the Nord Stream pipeline, to carry out work to preserve the damaged branch of the pipeline. France is ready to deploy troops to Greenland and oppose the United States French foreign minister. Russian relations between the U.S. and Europe are falling apart. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot said that France had discussed with Denmark the possibility of deploying troops to Greenland in response to several threats recently by U.S. President Donald Trump to annex the Danish territory. Denmark calls for help. France will be there with other European Union countries who have expressed very strong support for the Denmark during the recent meeting of EU foreign ministers, with several considering deploying troops to Greenland. Now, this has come out to be a bunch of BS talk. So we'll get to that response here pretty soon. Mexico's president said that the U.S. economy is strong thanks to Mexicans. Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum, The United States would not be what it is if it were not for our hardworking people there. Thank you, Mexico. You make America run. They will always receive our support, our solidarity. If they return to Mexico, we will welcome them with open arms to give them everything they deserve. You're darn right you will, because if not, you'll get sanctioned. Trump says Microsoft is in discussions to acquire TikTok. That site's screwed if they take over. Having shattered assumptions in the tech sector and beyond about the cost of artificial intelligence, Chinese startup Deepfake's new chatbot is now roiling another industry, energy companies. Philippines is going to train U.S. Typhoon missile system next month. Fears of upheaval in the AI gold rush rocked Wall Street on Monday following the emergence of a popular chat GPT-like model from China. U.S. President Donald Trump saying it was a wake-up call for Silicon Valley. Trump signs an order to get the transitory ideology out of the military. Lab holding Ebola virus in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Goma, at risk amid fighting between army and rebels, according to the Red Cross. Wonderful. Can't make this stuff up. Boeing reports 2024 loss of $11.8 billion after strike safety issues. I mean, you talk about a good... I'm not going to do it. It's a good horror movie right there, the Ebola thing. Colombians deported from the U.S. after Trump spat arrive in Bogota. The South Korean airplane has caught fire in Fuego. Passengers evacuated, according to Jan Happ. It's like the 10th one in the last month. Ay. We're going to fly to Korea anytime soon. You're asking for it. OpenAI launches ChatGPT Gov for U.S. government agencies. It allows government agencies as customers to feed non-public sensitive information into OpenAI's models while operating within their own secure hosting environments. X seals payments deal with Visa in a push toward Elon Musk's Everything app. Visa will partner with X Money, enabling customers to instantly fund their X wallet, link debit cards for peer-to-peer payments, and transfer funds directly to their bank account. Okay. Israel is going to cut all contact with the UNRWA and their intermediaries, according to the Israeli UN envoy. Trump funding halt and dagger at the heart to U.S. families, according to top Democrats, but problem is that he's not stopping the aid and assistance for them. So I don't know what the guy's talking about. But I do know is the doomsday clock ticks 1 second closest ever to midnight. It is 79 seconds to midnight. Heavily armed federal agents swept through New York City today for the first deportation raids under President Trump's crackdown, nabbing violent illegal immigrants, including kidnappers and murderers. The new DHS boss, Kristi Noem, joins feds on the hunt for criminals. President Trump arrives at the White House aboard Marine One for the first time as the 47th president, following 7 consecutive days of work. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem is in New York City this morning, assisting in the arrest of illegal immigrants, or criminals. Ireland is on high alert as cases of a mysterious virus have surged in recent weeks. And I haven't heard anything about this. This channel does, usually pretty good work, but they get a little hyperbolic. It says that a stay-at-home order has been issued and government officials have not ruled out the possibility of a Rona-style national lockdown. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I believe that one. Tulsi Gabbard's vote may be held privately with the results concealed from the public. Jim Acosta bid farewell on CN, stating, "It's never the right time to bow to a tyrant. Don't succumb to the lies." Around 40 illegal Chinese nationals were arrested in Coral Gables, Florida, after being found packed into two separate vans. Oklahoma mandates immigration status for school enrollment at the Oklahoma State Board of Education unanimously passed a measure requiring parents to disclose their immigration or citizenship status when enrolling their children in school. White House addressed concerns about drones over New Jersey, stating that they were authorized by the FAA for research and other purposes, assuring the public that they were not a threat to a democracy. They were not. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt revealed that through Doge, they discovered about $50 million in taxpayer waste, purchasing condoms for Gazans. Okay. Department of Justice building in Washington, D.C. was evacuated due to an unidentified threat. Big old nothing burger, from what I know. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that many projects have been put on hold following the U.S. We'll see. U.S. Navy bans use of DeepSeek due to security and ethical concerns. U.S. Senate confirmed Senator Sean Duffy to be a Secretary of Transportation within 77 to 72 hours. Putin says Ukraine conflict would end in 2 months or less without Western support. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president did more in his first 100 days than Joe did in 100 hours than Joe did in 100 days. And White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt announces major changes to White House briefing room, including expanding access to non-legacy media. Vatican published a new text on artificial intelligence Tuesday, warning of the tool could destroy the trust of which societies are built and which become cogs of a machine. Massachusetts man arrested in the U.S. Capitol with Molotov cocktails and a knife told police he was there to kill Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, according to the documents filed Tuesday. White House says it is aware of the Medicaid website portal outage. We have confirmed on payments have been affected. They are still being processed and sent. We expect the portal will be back online shortly. Trump's funding freeze does not affect any program that provides direct benefits to Americans. SNAP and Medicaid will continue without pause. New strain of bird flu has been confirmed on the duck farm in California. First time the variant has been discovered in poultry in the United States, an international agency says. Trump will pursue the complete denuclearization of North Korea. NSC spokesperson according to Jan Happ. Federal judge temporarily blocks Trump administration's freeze on federal grants and loans. China said it is ready to receive Chinese nationals entering the United States unlawfully amid the ongoing massive crackdown on illegal immigration by the Trump administration. President Trump orders children be protected from the chemical and surgical mutilation. That's a good description. Elon Musk has stated that the SpaceX would bring back 2 astronauts stranded on the ISS as soon as possible after Trump requested his assistance. Terrible that the Biden administration left from there so long. Trump administration will offer 2 million federal workers buyouts. Senior administration official told CNBC. News that they expect 5 to 10% of the federal workforce to quit, which they estimate could lead to roughly $100 billion in savings. What do you think they could do with all that $100,000? Oh, that's right. They could take it and put it right back in. Or $100 billion, I mean. Yep. UK is projected to see an influx of almost 5 million migrants over the next 7 years. Mahmoudou Alpha Berry, 23-year-old asylum seeker from Guinea, has reportedly confessed to creating a new hole in the neck of CDU politician. So, yeah. I was just about to say I need to keep rolling, but yeah. Over half of Gen Z believe Britain should be ruled by a dictator. That's not good. According to a study, some 52% of Gen Z people aged 13 to 27 said the UK would be a better place if a strong leader was in charge who does not have to bother with parliament and elections. Meanwhile, 47% agreed the entire way our society is organized must be radically changed through revolution. Trump announces upcoming U.S. tariffs on Taiwan semiconductor and pharmaceutical imports. He plans 25 to 100% tariffs on the Taiwan-made semiconductors, and then shifting production will save them probably at least, billions. U.S. military is transferring Patriot air defense missiles from Israel to Ukraine. F-35 fighter jet crash at Adelson Air Force Base in Alaska. Scientists call for more research into corona gibbities, side effects, and unexplained spike in heart condition. Former Home Secretary Suella Braverman says the UK may be led by an Islamist government that is an Iran-style enemy of the U.S. For the next 20 years, the number of Muslim migrants in the UK doesn't decrease. Successful UAV strike on the Nizhny Gordo Donetsk Froj Inters. That's a name. After air defense shot down several UAVs in the area of the Smolensk nuclear power plant, doomsday clock closer than ever, 89 seconds to midnight. working that every second of delay in reversing course increases a probability of a global disaster. And that we need that. Yeah. Poll conducted amongst U.S. citizens aged 18 to 30. Democracy is at the core of American values, must be protected. Agree, 71%. Disagree, 23%. Okay. Not sure, 6%. 1 in 4 young Americans states that dictatorship is not necessarily bad. Google has announced that they will change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Maps U.S. based on is officially updated in the U.S. Geographic Names System. Used in countries that officially recognize the territory of the Gulf of Mexico will see the name used by the federal government, respective governments, while users in countries that don't know officially recognize any same will be the same names, but we'll see both same. Biden was writing off millions in taxpayer dollars for condoms in Gaza. New White House press secretary reveals Doge found out the $50 million was about to go to the doctor to fund condoms in Gaza. Iran's nightmare, Trump returning to maximum pressure pose. Well, since Trump's election victory, Iran is embroiled in the internal debate between the conservative camp led by Khamenei and the Revolutionary Guards and the terrorist camp led by President Masoud Pezeshkian, sorry. Some see Trump election as an opportunity to reach an agreement, while others fear a renewal of the maximum pressure policy. New, Iran is eagerly awaiting Trump's new policy as the West believes it is under increasing pressure, fearing sanctions and perhaps even a military attack on its nuclear facilities and affiliates. Defense Minister Katz visits Syrian Mount Hermon. He said, we will maintain contact with friendly populations, but you got to understand, they need this mound for what they're saying for a little OPSEC, so at least visuals. All right. Over the past hour, order to eliminate the threat on IAF aircraft struck a Hezbollah truck and additional vehicle transferring weapons in the area of Chakif and Nabatieh in southern Lebanon. Truck and the additional vehicle were struck after being monitored by the IDF for the team and transfer of the weapons. IDF is determined to continue to operate in accordance with the understanding between Israel and Lebanon, despite Hezbollah attempts to return to southern Lebanon and will operate against any three posed of the state of Israel and its citizens. Senate Democrats, led by Schumer, have blocked legislation that would have put in place some basics against, sorry, that's the wrong one. ICC, due to illegitimate and unlawful prosecution of America and its subsidiaries or allies. According to Putin, the war in Ukraine will end in 1 or 2 months, even if Kiev runs out of ammunition. Ukraine's sovereignty is, in this regard, is close to zero. If its Western sponsors have a desire to achieve peace, the path is very simple. I have relevant signals in the regard of the Biden time ago. If there is a desire, that's all welcome, and then you will quickly find legal ways to quickly close all of issues of a legal nature, including cancellation of this decree on the ban of negotiations, Russian president said. Ukrainian media outlets began asking their readers for financial support after Trump suspended his American grant programs. He didn't waste time. Saudi Arabia and other OPEC countries, members ignored Trump's call to lower oil prices to pressure on Russia. Trump planned to bring down prices in order to encourage Russia to negotiate to the end of the war with Kiev. Ministers of the OPEC oil operating countries held a meeting after which they stated that OPEC does not plan to change the current plan, which assumes an increase in production from April. And the agenda of the meeting of the countries scheduled for February 3rd will not change. All right, so this USMO as of late. Dashny, direction of the Russian ground troops, are carrying out the offensive further south of the village. They're trying to bypass the village from the south. Fighting continues in Andriivka, where the Russians are located in the northeast of the town. The Russians make further territorial gains in Udachny, where they advance further to the west. However, the Ukrainians also launched counterattacks, including in the direction of the Kotlin and Terechk Islands with success. Counteracts served to gain time, not to hold territory. According to the Russian Ministry of Defense, Russians are said to have taken Dvorzichna in the northern part of the Oskil River. This bridgehead could keep the Russians to flank Kupiansk from the north. Google Maps will rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance says we believe fundamentally that big tech does have too much power. Hey. These companies must either respect Americans' constitutional rights, and cease censorship. Oh, all right, not happening. Or face potential repercussions from Donald Trump's leadership. Your lips to my ears. Israel's newly appointed ambassador to the U.S., Yechiel Leiter. Israel is closer than ever to normalization with Saudi Arabia. The fall of Assad and the weakening of Iran's influence have brought in a moment of opportunity. There are few countries in the world, aside from Israel, that wants to see Hamas degraded more than Saudi Arabia. EU is planning a ban on video game equipment going to Russia because we're going to use it for components for building things. Sanctions will include consoles such as Sony PlayStation and Microsoft's X. There is no reason to believe there is any military threat to Greenland or Denmark. That's according to the Danish Prime Minister. White House has announced that they are looking into the national security implications of Jiner's DeepSeek. U.S. calls on its citizens to leave DRC after protests of attacks on the embassies. And that, my friends, is your crisis report. January 28th, 2025. Please hit all the buttons, get the notifications if you're new here, darken out the bell. Check your update. Make sure you are still a part of this. And of course, consider being a member. Consider joining on Subscribestar or Locals or on Buy Me a Coffee. We accept it all. We love it all. Because we mostly love you. So, God bless. Stack, stock, stick to the plan. Keep it on the silver and powder dry. And we appreciate you coming by PrepperNow and Crisis Report. See ya tomorrow on the next one.